In this video series, I will be trying to go from dirt block to the ATM star on the mod pack ATM 6 to the sky. But I do have a little twist. You see, ATM 6 is designed to give you a bucket of water and a bucket of lava at the start of the game, so you can make a cobblestone generator. Then using this cobblestone you can crush it with a hammer and then sieve it to get different resources. And that's how you're gonna progress. But as I already said, I only have one block of dirt and not even a starting skyblock island. So it's gonna be very interesting. So basically my goal for the first episode is trying to get cobblestone and trying to get a cobblestone generator. Automatic infinite cobblestone. From only this one block of dirt. Will it be possible? You'll see. Well, I actually kinda lied. First of all, we do have a stronghold in our world, so our block of dirt is not the only thing in our world, and also I do have one sapling. Well, I guess that's everything. With no further ado, let's plant this sapling. Do you just see how fast this sapling grown? Well, that's because there's a mod that when you move around, the saplings will get bone mealed, or like when you press shift or run or do any kind of movement. Well, now let's chop down the tree and get as much saplings as possible, because we don't want to lose our single sapling that we already have, and we're not getting another one. To increase our odds to get a sapling from leaves, we should craft a hook, which I just did. As you can see, when you break leaves with a hook, not only you get a lot of saplings, but you also get those silkworms. I will explain to you what that does later in the video. Okay, let's place a crafting table and maybe extend our platform using slabs. So next time we'll actually be able to catch more saplings, so it would be more renewable. Okay, let's grow a bit more trees. And look, see how I can break a bunch of blocks of one type just by breaking one? Well, it is like ore excavator, but it works on everything. It's a pretty cool mod. So now that we extended our platform, I think it's a good time to craft a barrel. Barrel can be used for a bunch of different stuff, but in our case we're gonna put different compost into it to make dirt. For example, we put saplings into it and we get dirt out of it. So that's extra dirt already. And as I was explaining, you could see the platform growing even more. You could see me just putting apples into this barrel and it's gonna turn into dirt. Now that we have dirt, we can do a lot of things with it, but I'm gonna explain it later. And see how lucky I got. Wow, that's so much wood. I'm so lucky right now. Let's go. This is 37 logs from one wood. And now we got 13 saplings. We don't even need to worry about losing our saplings anymore. Let's extend our platform a bit more though, with all this new wood. Okay, now remember the silkworms that I told you about? Well, we can put those silkworms onto a leaf block and you can see it getting corrupted. Well, it's actually the silkworm turning those leaves into silk. Just look how satisfyingly the leaves get turned into silk. Now if we break the infested leaves with a hook, not only we get a lot of silkworms, but we also get string. Now using the string and wood, we can create the most useful item in this entire mod pack. Without this item, this mod pack would be impossible. And this is a sieve and a mesh. And now using this sieve, we can get our dirt, sieve it, and get those little tiny rocks from them. And 4 of those pebbles I can compress into cobblestone. And we finally completed our first goal for this video. And now we craft a hammer, and using that hammer we crush the cobblestone into gravel. But even though it's not necessary, I would like to show you that you can furthermore crush gravel into sand and then sand into dust. But one dirt is not gonna cut it, so let's make more dirt, and for that we need more barrels. I made some more barrels, and now when we grow a tree, we can fill up more than one barrel at a time and get a bunch of dirt that way. Also, you might have seen me using a hammer on a tree. When you break a log with a hammer, you get sawdust, which could also get composted and turned into dirt. Now we sieve the dirt, get pebbles, and repeat and repeat and repeat until we get a bunch of pebbles. While I was doing this, I remembered a little life hack that you might find useful. It's a way to get big trees 100%, so you just place a block like that diagonally, and then, well, the tree takes a little bit longer to grow, but it's gonna be 100% guarantee a big tree. Yeah, you could see I made quite a few more barrels, and now we got a bunch of dirt, and now let's sieve it all. We got a stack of pebbles, and now we can craft 16 cobblestone. And we also got a bunch of useless seeds that we don't really need for now. But to be honest, our platform is getting kinda small, so let's extend it a bit. While I was doing this, something really rare happened. Well, not really rare, but you could see a rain just started, and my barrel started filling up with water. When I make a bucket, I would have water to get, so I could easily get a infinite water source after I get a bucket. Speaking of a bucket, the most easiest way to get a bucket is to get a clay bucket, even though it can't carry lava, but it's just enough to carry water. You might ask quite a good question: how am I gonna get clay in such a world? Well, remember how I got dust by crushing cobblestone into gravel, into sand, then into dust itself? Well, I can put this dust into a barrel full of water, and then this dust is gonna get soggy and turned into clay. I'm not going to do it just now because, well, I have other things to do. For example, I don't have any storage, so let's craft some chests and place them down. And we can put all those useless seeds that we got from, and into this chest we can put all those useless seeds that we got from dirt and a bunch of other things. Now, you remember how I said that you can sieve gravel to get different ore pieces? Well, why am I not getting any ore pieces? Well, actually, there's a quite an obvious answer for this. Because my mesh is level 1. To make a level 2 mesh, we need some flint. And as you can see, I don't have enough gravel to make flint because I wasted it. So let's grind a bit more to get a flint mesh. Now let's sieve all this gravel in a new flint mesh. And you can see we get ores. We got some gold pieces, we got some iron pieces, we got some flint from sieving the gravel itself in a flint mesh, of course. After grinding a stack into 5 dirt, it probably would take a lot of time to sieve it all. Well, here we can compress it, and we can also make a compressed sieve, which still uses the same mesh, but it just crafted out of logs. And now we can sieve practically 9 blocks at a time, because we are sieving compressed blocks, and we are getting 9 times more resources out of the compressed blocks. Now, out of all of those pebbles which we just got, we crafted 35 cobblestone. Let's place all of it and crush it into gravel. By the way, it doesn't really matter which hammer you use, it just the speed depends. Then we compress it and sieve it. And those are all my resources so far. Now, time finally came to make a bucket. So we crush our gravel, we crush our sand, we put the dust into the water barrels, and we make clay blocks. We made 5 clay blocks, which is not bad. It's a whole 20 clay, so we will finally make a bucket. I made 2 clay buckets, then we throw them into the furnace to smelt. Now let's get 2 buckets of water with our 2 buckets and put them into the infinite water. And we finally got infinite water, let's go. While I was grinding the trees, I accidentally placed a block of dirt and right clicked on it, and it gave me pebbles. But not the kind of pebbles that you get from sieving dirt, different kind of pebbles. But you can also combine them into cobblestone. So I can literally, all this time, I could have just right clicked on dirt to get cobblestone. By the way, 4 pebbles make 1 cobblestone block. Just shift right clicking on the dirt. I could have done this all this time. You can see me being very annoyed. And happy probably, because I don't need to chop wood and make a bunch of dirt now. I can just straight up just do this. Now, using our newfound strategy, which does take a lot of time still, but it is much faster now, we just made a stack of cobblestone blocks. So let's place all of them and crush them. And we got a stack of gravel. Now we can obviously compress all of that and sieve that. Now that we have so much resources, our double chest is not enough, so let's make a second one. Much better. After clearing my inventory space, I got brave and decided to click 8 stacks of pebbles to make 2 stacks of cobblestone. Then I of course made 2 stacks of cobblestone, and I'm not gonna show you again how I crush it and sieve it because you already have seen that. After doing this a couple of times, and yes, I have sieved 4 stacks of gravel. It did take me half an hour though. I decided to start working on the lava itself to make the cobblestone generator. I got some dust, I turned it into clay, but not only I need dust for it to be turned into clay, but also I can sieve dust and get bone meal. You might ask yourself, what does clay and bone meal have to do with generating or getting somehow lava? Well, it's very easy. You can combine bone meal and clay to make porcelain, and out of a porcelain you can make a porcelain cauldron in which you can melt cobblestone into lava. So I stuffed my crushed granite into the cauldron and I heated it with a torch. I know I could do better. I have no better means of heating up lava so far. So yeah, I will have to melt rock on a literal torch. But then I remembered that there are actually better methods of me to heat up lava. Well, it is of course using a furnace under our cauldron. So using a torch would only give us heat of 1, but using a furnace will give us heat of 3. Okay, we have enough lava for 1 bucket, so let's make it real quick and get our first bucket of lava. But we are not gonna be using our first bucket of lava to make a cobblestone generator. We're actually gonna use it to heat the cauldron, because then we can in the future make more lava. By the way, lava has a heat of 5, and it's more sustainable than using a furnace because you need to power the furnace always. Okay, I'm just waiting for 1,000 millibuckets and let's go. We got our second bucket, and I already prepared a water bucket and some glass and wood to make a cobblestone generator. By the way, I'm not going to be using a classic one. I'm going to use this like modded cobblestone generator, which is all in 1 block, and it just generates infinite cobblestone. Sorry, I forgot, you also need a hopper for it to work because it doesn't just put items into nearest container. And here we go. Our final goal for this video is complete. Infinite cobblestone generation. How cool is this? I think this is really cool and deserves a like. If you want to see a part 2 of this series, please put in a like and drop down a comment. Have a good one, everybody.